Alright everybody, hey, it's Doom again from Dungeons and Doom Biscuit YouTube. We're back in the 3.5 Monster Manual on part 2 of the Harpy, and I realized I made a drastic mistake. Our Harpy has feathered wings and not dragon or bat or demon wings. That's my fault. If you didn't make yours yet, you might want to go back and fix your wings. But since I've already committed this much work to it, I'm making mine that way. And you do yours how you want. So we're going to get a cheap makeup brush from Dollar Tree, something like this. It's got a little chunk of something on it. Oh, it's a piece of sand. Okay, cool. It had a piece of sand in it. We're just going to get some white paint. We're going to dry brush this now. I'm going to use a different brush than that, actually. I'm going to use this one. This one's like softer. It's newer. It's not been used as many times and poorly washed. So I'm just getting a smudge of white. This is just matte white Army Painter paint. This is nothing spectacular or fancy. This is something anybody can get. Price-wise, I am very happy with the quality of the Army Painter stuff. I really, really am. My brush is a little wet, so you can see the paint's kind of dragging around and getting in there really deep, which is not what we wanted for this step. So what we're going to have to do is come back and fix that. And I'm not 100% sure how I'm going to do that because I thought this brush was dry. I can't think of when I used it last. I kind of go between brushes, you know, so that I know they're dry. Because I'm down here a lot. I mean, but I have been down here. This is like my 4th or 5th time today coming down to the shop to work on stuff. So we're going to hit that with the +2 hot air gun burning. We're going to get a different brush. Let's set this up here so it doesn't dry. You guys love it when I use magic items anyways. I'm going to get that first brush that I had that I don't know where I put. There it is. Alright, we're going to get that brush back. We're going to make sure we coat it real well. Get an even amount of white on there. And then we'll come back and we'll hit her now. She's going to be very, very light. That's unfortunate. Because that takes away our ability to really use speed paints on this if we want to, without her having like no depth or shadow. Well, I guess we could still, but I'm not sure if that's the direction I want to go with her yet. Okay, so they're naked. And I kind of run my stuff a little PG-13 because I do have small children that live here. And I don't want them seeing nipples and stuff. So I'm going to tell you now, there probably won't be any nipple painting. Let's start by getting a base coat on her. Something like a medium brown. So I'm going to get a new piece of tape. And I'm going to use a medium to light brown. Maybe a darker on the beige side kind of color. I'll use that monster brown. She's a monster. And I use this monster brown a lot. I really like it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a damp, barely damp brush, a size 3. And this is kind of like my workhorse brush. You'll find brushes that become kind of like your different themed brushes for stuff, and this is my workhorse. And I'm going to do all her body with this. Now she does have some gloves on this model, but I'm ignoring those, and I'm just going to paint it like she's not gloved. I can get a little on her hair. That'll be okay. I'm not even sure what color her hair is going to be yet. Get her little stinger thing. And we're just going to turn her brown. Now, if your brush starts getting sticky or choppy, just dampen it up again. I think I had mine just damp enough that I can play with mine for a little bit. I hadn't decided if I was going to do her wings, but I think I am going to go ahead and hit those with the same brown too. I'm just going to do all her hair and everything in that, and then we'll work from there. We'll go up and down as we need to. With light colors, it's a lot easier to darken them up than it is to lighten up dark colors. So. Okay, once you get all the wings painted and everything, you can say, okay, I'm done. That's all we needed on this model. She's brown. She has wings. Harpy. Joking, we gotta go more than that. Of course we do. I'm gonna move my tape since we have to use the hot air gun. Let's use a little magic. +2 hot air gun and burning. Dry that brown up. I'm using a light setting on this. It has like a high and a low. I'm using the low. Mostly because even though she doesn't have a lot of hot glue on her, I feel like her butt stinger thing is crooked. That's okay. I put it on before I put the wings on. Well, her torso is turned to her waist, so that's probably why her stinger looks like that. Man, she is something else to behold, isn't she? All right, let's get this back up. Get our tape. I'm going to get our brush. And now, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get another makeup brush from the Dollar Tree. This is just a real soft, cheapy one, too. I paid like no bucks for that. And I'm going to get this skeleton bone here. I'm going to get a little bit of both of those going. A little bit of that monster brown and a little of that skeleton bone. I'm going to make a lighter color over that. And I'm just going to lighten up those wings some and see if I like the way that looks like that. Man, I really wish I would have used dragon wings on her. That would have looked way better. It's unfortunate that I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. But you know what? I just come down here in the shop and make shit. I'm not a professional. I'm just a dude in my basement. Just like many of you are probably dudes and dudettes in your basement or in your shed or wherever you go to do your stuff. For many years, I had to do it at my dining room table and clean up directly after I was done. I couldn't leave a mess because our house was so small. There just wasn't room to do anything particularly fancy. And that's just, you know, that was years ago. And, you know, I moved into a larger house, and I'm much happier with the amount of room I have now than what I had then, for sure. I still see problems. Sometimes I wish my shop area was big, even though I have plenty of area, but people come and put stuff in my shop because it's, you know, our garage, and it's kind of like the only place we have to store stuff. So it's become also like where people stash things, they don't know where they go, and then it becomes like my job to deal with it. And I really just want to, if I ever move again, I want to make sure I have an area more separate and dedicated, especially when the little boys get older, and I don't need to like be able to like check on them all the time. I think that'll help my cause. I'm getting this mummy robes. This is just an even lighter color. I'm going to get that, and I'm going to get a little bit more of that monster brown. I'm going to mix these together. And all I'm doing to mix these together is just wiping them on a piece of cardboard, man. Alright, now that I'm pretty happy with her wings, I'm just going to hit the rest of her with this too and lighten her up in some spots. That's going to create some variation for us to work from while we're painting and give her an interesting look in some spots where she doesn't have one. And it really brings out some of the detail on her hair that we can play with. So for her hair, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of this Fire Giant Orange speed paint and a little bit of brown. This is called Hardened Leather. And I'm just going to mix those together and see how I like that. Okay, I'm going to wipe almost all that off. I'm going to carefully, trying not to hit her any of her skin areas, do her hair with that. It's just something like that. I actually like that. I kind of want to do... let me get the book. Look at the picture. I can't really justify doing anything else in that. I kind of like to do some more of that on her somewhere. Because I just really like that color. But I just can't see how I can make it work. I could do her wings in it. Did I make a lot of it, though, for that? I don't know if I made enough. So we can just make some more. Alright, I'm washing this brush out for no reason. I'm going to drag this along here and just pick up the beginning of the wings with it, where they start against her torso. Okay. And even though I was pretty happy with her wings up to this point, I feel like they needed this. Okay. And I'm going to make some more of that. So this was just Fire Giant Orange, 2 drops, and Hardened Leather, about 3 drops. Now this is just that size 3 workhorse brush I use, and I'm just mixing those up real good, and I'm gonna hit these wings with them with that color. And that was probably unnecessary, but man, I'm gonna like that. You don't want to go overly thick though, because you really can overdo it with speed paint. What I recommend if you're going to do speed paint is get some minis that you don't love. And we all have a pile of shame and things that we got that maybe we got them really cheap, or we just don't like them, or they came in a board game with some other stuff that we did want. We all have them, so you can say you don't have them, but 90% of us, even poor people, because I've got a lot of my stuff when I was really poor. I talk about that probably more than I want to, but Mrs. Doom and I had a lot of years where we had nothing, and we really clawed to try to get any kind of miniatures going. If you're wondering, that's why I'm so big on converting hero clicks and stuff, because we used to be able to get them like really cheap. Alright, so there's her wings now, and they look pretty good. And as far as her skin tone goes, let's let her sit for a moment and let's come touch her base up. So for her base, we're going to get my favorite color on earth. If you don't know what that is, it's called Pavement. It's a Walmart paint. Well, I bought it at Walmart. I don't know if Walmart makes it, but it's called Apple Barrel. I don't think Walmart makes anything. I think they just get it all from somewhere, probably overseas in some sweatshop. There's probably some kid making this paint right now going, I hate everyone that uses this pavement. He probably doesn't talk like that either. Everyone that uses this pavement paint is terrible. I hate everyone. He's like 7. One day I'm going to save enough money to get out of this pavement factory. And I'm just kind of painting this whole flight stand that pavement color too, so it kind of blends in with the rocks. Flight stands are weird. I never have any luck making them look nice, so I just kind of gave up a long time ago. I did have this clear plastic rod stuff I was using for a while, and I went to go get more of it in the store that I got it in, didn't have it anymore, and I just kind of, instead of looking up, figuring out what it was called or where I got it, I just gave up, because I'm lazy. Now, I have a little bit of this off-white here. I'm just going to mix that in with my gray and my brush and use that for some variation. Just to break this up and make it a little more interesting. Then I'm going to get a tiny bit more of that and mix it in again. Do the same thing. More worried about hitting rocks, I guess, and just then I'm going to get a little bit more, and this is actually a fair bit more, and this is pretty light right here. I'm going to dab that white too. We'll lighten that up pretty good. Here we go. Something like that. We're going to wipe almost all that off, and I'm going to +2 hot air gun this off screen real quick. And I didn't dry it all the way, but I got enough to where I can do what I want to do. And I just want to kind of grab these rocks and give them some real interest. Almost like a fake ass dry brush. And I'm going to come around and tap some of the edges around the base because I want to. And I'm just going to do a couple little drags along the light stand. Okay. You could pretty much call her done right there if you wanted to, but I'm not quite done. I'm going to put that brush away. I'm going to grab a fractional brush, and a fractional brush, all it really is a brush that is smaller than size 0. I wanted to have some kind of thick eyebrows. They're kind of noticeable. So I'm just using that same color I did her wings in and her hair in. And I'm not even going to worry about painting her eyes, I don't think, because I don't think you're going to see them well from here. I am worried that she's all kind of one tone on her body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my fractional brush away, and I'm going to get this this brush here. No, not that one. Where is? I'm going to get my regiment brush. I'm going to get a little more monster brown and a little bit of that white, that off-white here. And I'm going to make a little bit of a tone that I can break her basic form up with some and make her a little more interesting. She's very, very light as it is. So maybe using like a wash or a speed paint is probably wiser in this situation. But I actually don't claim to be super wise. So all I'm doing is grabbing any little bit of detail that I think will make her look better, that will add something to the model. I'm just dragging that up and lightening her up a little bit with it. Okay. So I'm pretty happy with my Harpy at that point. It's going to have to do some serious drying in front of the fan. Then I'm going to need to hit it with a clear coat. And then I'd like to go around the outside here with black on the bottom of that base stand. We can use my regiment brush for that. I don't like to use my regiment brush for too much, but it's a really good workhorse brush for miniatures, though. That is true. Especially if you're doing medium miniatures like this one and a lot of speed paint. This is actually a pretty good brush for that. It's just that I usually already have the workhorse brush out, that size 3, so I just kind of use that because I'm lazy. And all I'm doing is with a fairly damp brush. I'm just going around the outside, trying not to leave any streaks or lines, so this dries nice and evenly. You do what you want with yours. Okay. And again, I'm not really worrying about her eyes. They're kind of on the bottom side of the miniature anyways. Make sure we got everything. Looks okay. All right. Let's clean up our mess. Put our brushes away. Goodbye, regiment brush. I love you. That is one of my top 3 brushes. And let's take a look at our Harpy. So ours has feathered wings instead of demon wings or dragon wings, which is a big problem. I'm not real happy about it. That was my fault. I was not paying attention to detail, and that's what I got. So the basic gist of a Harpy is they're nude. They have wings and they have hair and they have big eyebrows. Ours is pretty much that, but it has the wrong wings. She's close. She's ballpark. All right. Not every craft is perfect, and perfection is not a prerequisite of a good craft. Keep that in mind. You'll make mistakes too. Sometimes you won't be happy with them, but you know what? I bet you none of the players on my table will be like, oh, Harpies have dragon wings. They'll be like, oh no, a Harpy. Actually, compared to my other Harpy miniatures, they'll probably be like, why does that Harpy have feathers? Anyways, that's not the point. If you like what I'm doing here, please like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell icon, leave a comment. I like responding to the comments. Some of them kind of like, what do you say to that? But I do like when people ask questions or give any kind of feedback about the filming or about the crafts. There was a comment that got erased by a guy that I actually thought was a good comment. I was about to answer it, and when I got to the spot where I could answer it, he had removed it. But the question was, if I paint over hero clicks without stripping them first, do I lose detail? Yes, I do. But I'm not a professional miniature painter. I'm a guy just trying to show you guys how to make the monster manual. So I do enjoy the questions and the comments. I really, really do. So please, by all means, keep coming with it. I like the engagement. Join our Discord and hang out with us, paint, do some role playing, play video games. I've been playing Java Edition Minecraft with a Direwolf 20. I think it's called Direwolf 20 pack, where you can like make these villages and stuff. It's super fun. I also play 7 Days a good bit. I haven't been so much lately. I play Baldur's Gate 3 and other games too. So we can play multiple games together if you guys are interested in that. Mostly because I want to build a community of people that can like reach out to each other and help each other and share ideas and share materials. Like say you're in Ohio and he's in PA and you're close to each other and you have a bunch of this guy or a bunch of that guy. Let's find a way we can start swapping around and trading this stuff for people. I think that'd be awesome. So I really want to start building a community to kind of like get that facilitated. Come to the website and buy some miniatures too. I would really appreciate that. That would mean the world to us because we like money. So thanks for watching.